Hey guys, how you all doing? BionicleSaurus here, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at the new, for 2017, Safari Limited Feathered T-Rex. I have to say, the new Giganotosaurus, still my favorite. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, but this thing is coming in at a very close second place. Right off the bat, the thing that really jumps out at me is just the detail, as is plainly visible. The sculpted detail is absolutely gobsmacking. I mean, just look at this. Every scale, every feather, every tooth, every bump on the tongue is sculpted. One of the awesome little details that was included on this figure is, of course, these facial scars. They're on the other side as well. Let me just turn him around so that you can see that. As you can see, we have even more of those little scars over here. And I'm assuming that these are in reference to the general theories about T-Rex face biting. I'm not sure if we have direct evidence of that or if it's just a speculation. I really don't know much about it, but I know I have heard things about T-Rex and Tyrannosaur face biting, and so that's really cool to see. Another great thing is that we actually have facial feathering. The feathers very naturally progress from the neck onto the face, and that just looks fantastic. We don't just have an unnatural cutoff from feathers to scales at the back of the skull. It actually flows very, very well. The eyes are very, very dynamic and expressive. In general, the shape of the head is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. This almost reminds me of the Jurassic Park T-Rex or something like that. It's just such an iconic T-Rex-y looking head. Like, I know, we have tons of T-Rex figures and many of them technically have accurately shaped skulls, but something about this one just captures a really classic, iconic T-Rex feel, despite being covered in feathers everywhere else, and that is just excellent. The feathers on the back of the neck are one of my favorite parts of this entire model. I mean, just look at these, just look at this. Oh my gosh, the texturing is just gorgeous. These very large, defined sort of display feathers. It just looks so fluffy and like there's a lot of body to it. And I love that look. The texturing on the body everywhere else is equally superb, as would be expected, even down on the feet. The scalation on the feet just looks absolutely great. I mean, that's just, not a spot has been missed on this entire thing. This T-Rex is really, really stocky. It's really bulky and also really kind of just compact. It's not overly lanky, the legs aren't too long, the tail isn't too long and bendy. It just feels very self-contained, and honestly, I think that is far more accurate to the proportions of this actual genus of Tyrannosaurus. And so they've really just hit the nail on the head with this one. I mean, just look at that silhouette. That is just Tyrannosaurus Rex right there. Just inarguably, that is T-Rex. The colors are also one of the greatest parts of this model. I mean, this thing just looks fiery. It looks fiery. It is straight up orange and red. And it also has plenty of pretty much just black up here at the top, and also kind of tannish, grayish color on the scaled parts of the body. And so it has enough of those kind of duller, neutral colors balancing it out. But, I mean, that orange and red, I love. They aren't overly bright, they're blended together really well. I mean, they came up with this awesome color scheme, and they also managed to make it look really naturalistic and make it work with the sculpt really, really well. This doesn't look overly bright or overly in your face despite being red and orange, because it's this dark, almost purpley maroon and this very kind of desaturated orange, and it just looks so good. So for size comparisons, let's just bring in the usual Papo Allosaurus and Safari Limited Tyrannus. I'm just going to put them in at once, just so you can see this new T-Rex is pretty dang big. The size isn't quite as in-your-face impressive as it is on the Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus, maybe it's just because of its stand, but definitely feels like the overall dimensions of that figure are just a little bigger, but this figure is heavier. This one is definitely bulkier, has a lot more weight and heftiness to it. Now for the third little size comparison here, the third figure that I want to show it next to, as you may have guessed, is Collecta's Feathered T-Rex. This is a very interesting pair to look at. you could make a whole video comparing these two figures, trying to figure out which one is better. From an objective standpoint, though, you can't deny that this thing is better. And from my own personal standpoint, I like this one better. I just do. I feel like, again, it has more of an iconic T-Rex vibe to it. That's kind of hard to explain, really, but something about it just feels like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, despite being very up-to-date and very revolutionary with all the feathering, of course. This figure, you know, I don't know, it's a little bit lankier, definitely is bigger. Again, I mean, there's more size to the collective one, especially just in length alone, and height, mainly because of the base. But anyway, now, let's just not even change clips here, let's just get right into my rating, which, unsurprisingly, is an A+. That really isn't a surprise. I mean, this figure was obviously going to get an A+. I mean, this is just a work of art here. This is a masterpiece. This is incredible. This is monumental. This is a perfect, just ultimate T-Rex figure to have in your collection, and you can't not get it. So, in conclusion, this is absolutely spectacular on all levels. I love this figure. This Safari Limited 2017 Feathered T-Rex is truly amazing. So thank you very much for watching. BionicleSaurus signing out.